Margaret Wise Brown was an author of children's books, most notably the books The Runaway Bunny and Goodnight Moon, which were published by her in the 1940s. Her books were noted to have pushed the boundaries of the status quo of the time period by focusing on the frivolity of children, their fascinations and fears that they were aware of instead of fantasy and folktale that focused on developing a moral message. Her publications appealed more to a child's visual and sound stimulation. For example, when Brown made the decision to have her 1946 book, Little Fur Family, covered in the fur of rabbits native to New Zealand. This was evidently proved to be a physically and visually engaging feature of the book. Despite her general intentions to appeal to children with her literature, she did not particularly favor the presence of children, making it known during a 1946 interview with Life magazine. Brown is known in retrospect to be a pioneer as a successful bisexual author. She is known to have had relationships with both men and women. She had a 10-year on-off casual romantic relationship with poet and playwright Blanche Ulrichs, who is also known under the alias Michael Strange. They were reported to have lived near each other in nearby apartments in the neighborhood of the Upper East Side Manhattan in New York during their relationship. They would visit each other and exchange the services of one butler between each other. Their relationship ended after Ulrichs died of leukemia in 1950 at the age of 60. Before Margaret Wise Brown's death, she was engaged to James Stillman Rockefeller Jr., a member of the noble Rockefeller family. Rockefeller was not with Brown in France when she passed away suddenly. Rockefeller was in Panama when she died. Brown had planned to reunite with him after leaving France, sending him several letters that expressed these intentions. There, they would get married and embark on a subsequent honeymoon. In November of 1952, Margaret Wise Brown was on vacation in France when she had to undergo emergency surgery in Nice, France, to remove her appendix. While recovering in the hospital post-operation, she wrote to Rockefeller in a letter, stating, "In spite of the chance that it might be other complications, my heart is more happy thinking that we might have conceived together. Even if we lose it this time, we know we can do it again." 2 weeks after her surgery, Brown was preparing to be discharged from the hospital when she lost consciousness and died of a blood clot that had traveled from her leg to her brain. She was reported to have died instantly from the clot. This clot was likely formed as a result of her lengthy period sedentary while recovering post-operation. Brown reportedly was touting how healthy she was to her physicians and nurses, kicking her leg up to demonstrate such when the clot dislodged and killed her. Margaret Wise Brown was only 42 years old at the time of her death. It is not known what the status is of her remains, though Rockefeller did create a headstone monument for her not far from what was once her residence in Vinhelvan, Maine. The inscription of the headstone was composed by Brown herself. It states, "Margaret Wise Brown, writer of songs and nonsense."